Hey guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. And today we're going to be talking about retirement. Oh yes, I know this topic can instantly fill you up with excitement. Just kidding. For most people, it fills them up with dread. Oh, and especially if you are a rule-following millennial or Gen Xer out there, then you've tried your best. You did your best to go to school, get a degree, land a job, and the rest of life should just fall in line, right? Because, there's Social Security. That'll take care of me, right? Well, I hate to break it to you, but there is another money problem that our government is not going to bail you out of. And for you younger people out there, it could be hard to even comprehend that your future, what it will look like, because it is so far down the road. And again, you're just trying to stay on budget, buy eggs at the grocery store that won't completely break the bank, and just doing your life. But this is why now, more than ever, it is important to understand what is going on, because there are so many unpredictable factors out there, even within Social Security and inflation. So it's wise to make sure that you have a plan for retirement. So we're going to talk through some things that people are really worried about and what you can do to prevent stress later. So one video that I recently watched said that the first obstacle in retirement right now is the housing market. So in 2019, the median age of a first-time home buyer had risen to 34. And researchers think that it will continue to increase. So lots of employed young adults out there from 18 to 30 are still living at home with their parents because of the high cost of living in so many cities. And those who are able to buy a home are only able to afford condos or townhouses rather than houses with additional property value. So let's say someone is able to buy their first home by 34. They go and they choose a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. And this means they typically will not pay off their house until 64 years old, which puts them at retirement age. And part of the advantage of paying off your mortgage early is being able to experience huge margin after your debt is paid off. And if people are not able to experience that margin, they're less likely to be saving and contributing to retirement funds at the rate they should. So if you've been around for a while, you know that this is why I'm such an advocate of budgeting, creating a budget regardless of what your income is. It really helps you set aside for things that you need to be able to say, okay, where should I be saving? Let's put some money aside here to save up for an emergency fund or for retirement. And what we've seen over and over again is that consistency is key. So how much money that you're able to invest in retirement matters less than when you start and how often you contribute. And it's never too late to start, so hear me say that. The next concern people have in terms of retirement is Social Security. Recent predictions say that by 2035, the Social Security pool will only be 75% funded. One of the reasons for this is that people are living longer. So people are receiving Social Security payments for much longer than they used to. And it's estimated that by 2035, the number of Americans aged 65 and older will increase from 56 million people to 78 million people. And obviously it's great news because people are living longer, and that's great. But when you consider retirement, this is where it becomes a classic issue of supply and demand. So I've said it before, you can only control you and your money. So leaving it all up to the government and programs like Social Security is not a wise decision. If by the time you retire and the government is able to assist you with money in your situation, then sure, that's just gravy on top. But if not, trust me, you will be so grateful you started investing now when that time comes. Another reason people are afraid their retirement is at risk is the stock market. So due to overinflated shares, people would need to invest 3 times as much as they currently are to fund their retirement. A published piece in the National Bureau of Economic Research suggests that the economic prosperity of America over the last 200 years was actually more of an exception rather than the norm. In other words, we can't count on the successful economic growth of our past to be given in the future. And he says that a lot of economic advances America has been able to make in the past can't necessarily be replicated because the factors were so unique. So for one example he gives is that we doubled our productivity when women entered the workforce. And there may not be another way for us to double our output like that again. He definitely has a point in that, and we don't know what the future is going to look like. And we also know that that's not all in our control. But again, what can we do? We can control what we can control. Plus, I think it's encouraging to look back at the stock market trends over decades. And besides, a few little spurts that went downhill during some hardship, the stock market's trend goes up, 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 up. And it's highly unlikely that you invest throughout your entire career and end up with less money than you started. So his little doom and gloom a little bit, I'm like, Because again, I just look at patterns and things with long track records, and I'm like, yeah, but if it has a long track record and it's increasing over time, again, it's doing this, the market, but the trajectory is this, that's encouraging. Okay, you guys, I hope that this offers you some clarity that, again, there's a lot of factors that are very real, and you may be feeling that impact. And if you are, you're not alone. But try to remember that there are tools that can help you take the power back in your hands. So if you are new to budgeting and saving, check out the 7 baby steps. And they show you step by step how to save, pay off debt, invest, and stay consistent in the journey. And when it comes to investing in retirement, one thing we always recommend here at Ramsey is that you work with a SmartVestor Pro. They are a wonderful resource to guide you through your investment journey. So make sure to share this episode with a friend who has questions about retirement and investing, and just know you don't have to be one of those stats out there that says that you'll never be able to retire. You can take control in your money, in your current situation, invest 15% of your income into retirement after you pay off debt and have an emergency fund, and you will be well on your way to a bright future. So as always, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.